So I'm definitely very late to the party with this one by about 2 years now, but I finally managed to get my hands on a set of Shure Aonic 50 wireless headphones. So the Aonic 50 headphones were first released to the market in April 2020, and they're still going strong today, which is amazing to see in our throwaway society. Sure, they're not cheap, they're still costing around £230 online from various retailers, and are even running at £309 on Shure's website at the time of writing. So why have they lasted so long, and why haven't Shure come out with some kind of successor to the Aonic 50s? Well, simply put, they're a fantastic set of headphones, and definitely some of the best that I've heard in a very long time. Well, since seeing the Shure Aonic 40s a little while ago anyway, and there will be a card in the top right hand corner if you want to check out that review, but for now, let's stick to the 50s. So really my first impression of the Shure Aonic 50s was that they're a very large set of headphones. They're not quite as refined or as stealthy as say the Sony XM5s, and they're a little garish by comparison, with chunky ear pads, large metal arms that can allow the 50s to lay down flat, and even the headband is quite thick. But saying this, there is a massive aura of quality about them. The plastic ear cups look absolutely great, the double stitching on the headband is quality, and I've got a set of white headphones here, and they're simply stunning in a very outlandish kind of way. They also do come in black and brown too, if they're more your color, but it is refreshing to see a more daring design too, as the plain plastic look does really dominate this high-end headphone market. So padding around the headband and ear cups are nice and thick, and the memory foam like faux leather pads help with clamping force, and I would have no worries really wearing these for longer periods of time. It's like wearing pillows over my ears. I'm completely cut off from the outside world, and being this off-white though, I can see these getting dirty from overuse after time. The ear cup cushions though can be removed for cleaning purposes and replaced if needed to keep your headphones looking fresh. There's Shure branding and silver writing on each ear cup, and it's been tailored into the headband as well. Glasses wearers are completely fine too, like me. I found that these headphones did not interfere with my glasses whatsoever. Now the moving parts on these headphones do feel very solid, and even the twist of the ear pads feels nice and stiff, and putting them to a shake test, the Shure Aonic 50s did stay pretty rigid. So there is a very nice large carrying case that comes in the box to keep them protected when you're out and about, but because these headphones cannot fold in on themselves, they leave quite a large surface area. I mean, the carrying case is pretty much the size of most handbags you see from commuters and from people around town, and if you're someone who carries around a backpack, you're going to have to sacrifice space to fit these headphones in as well. Wearing them around your neck when not in use for me anyway was pretty much a no-go. It was very uncomfortable, and the clamping force was a little too restrictive here, but overall a very comfortable design, and I'm someone with a large head who sometimes does struggle with clamping force in headphones, but here it's just absolutely perfect. The user interface is placed on the right ear cup, which for me makes these headphones controls feel a little crowded, but it does mean everything is within simple reach with one hand. The exception though is the 2.5mm aux input that can be found on the bottom of the left ear cup. Now notice I said 2.5mm and not 3.5mm, which is awkward if I say so myself. You do get a 2.5 to 3.5mm cable in the box, but it's not too simple to replace if you want a longer variant. The controls are also pretty simple here as well, from back to front. The first is a switch that you can choose between active noise cancellation or audio pass-through. The second is your play and pause, skip track and volume controls. 2 presses on the play button will skip forward, and 3 taps will skip back. Underneath that is a power and Bluetooth button, and holding this will activate pairing mode. And finally, a USB Type-C input for charging your device or connecting it to your desktop or laptop, and it was recognized straight away on my desktop as a playback device. Now there is a partner app that is available to download on Android and iOS app stores called Shure Play, which is designed to give you customizable options to suit your listening style. Now I ran a firmware update as soon as I connected the Shure Aonic 50s to my phone, so I am running version 0.75.0. The settings here can range from how powerful the active noise cancelling is, or how sensitive the microphones are for the audio pass-through, and there is also an equalizer as well. However, one strange thing I did find is that the equalizer will only affect the music you listen to through the Play app, so this automatically makes Spotify Spotify, Tidal, or Google Music, or whatever music app of choice you use entirely redundant. Even if the tracks are physically downloaded from your music streaming platform of choice like mine are through Spotify, it still did not recognize that the tracks were on the phone. The Shure Aonic 50 headphones are also compatible with a ton of codecs, which is great to hear and great for audio quality. The codecs do include aptX, aptX HD, aptX low latency audio, Sony LDAC, AAC, and SBC as well, so there are a really nice range there to suit a lot of uses. You've also got Bluetooth 5 for a range of up to 10 meters, though I rarely found myself away from my phone while listening to these. There is the option too for a wired 2.5mm aux cable to either a laptop or a desktop or other devices that don't support wireless connectivity. Using these wirelessly though, you're granted maybe 20 hours of listening time. It's not bad, but certainly not the best I've seen or even experienced. It'll get you through a week's worth of commuting time, no problem. A few hours plugged into a laptop or desktop will give you a full charge though, so it's not really all bad. But when it comes to audio quality, the Shure Aonic 50s are just literally top tier. I mean, for someone who likes their tech but may not shuffle into the audiophile realm, these headphones are absolutely stunning. Before talking about music though, I do want to mention both the audio pass-through and noise cancellation technology. The pass-through, I will say, works great. It's almost like the microphone amplifies the sound coming from your surroundings, making it super clear to hear. Though this mode does sacrifice some volume, though audio quality does remain. Now, of course, in the app, you can change the sensitivity of audio pass-through, and I kept mine at around 3/4, which offered a nice balance of music and audio from my surroundings. Too high, and it just got a little bit uncomfortable. The noise cancellation works extremely well though, and I was surprised at how close to the Bose Quiet Comfort headphones the Aonic 50s were in this regard, because of course we all know Bose are the market leaders here. This is also the mode I would recommend listening to your music in as well, as the punchiness of the music really does shine through. Now there are two levels here, normal and max, with the max setting giving you that vacuum effect, which is best if you're on a plane or on a train, but it does also introduce a very faint hiss, as well as a hindrance to your actual audio quality, as if all of a sudden your music has to sound more compressed because of the noise cancelling effect. The normal setting though fared so much better, and for everyday use walking through town or in an office environment, it was absolutely fine. The music is produced by two large 50mm drivers and is capable of a 70 to 300 Hz frequency response rate, where the upper frequencies are perfect for vocal driven tracks. Some Eminem, Dre or Kendrick sounded absolutely fantastic, with every lyric bursting through with insane amounts of clarity compared to the backing track. There is a really decent level of separation here from music and vocals thanks to that bump in frequency response, and I must say with things like snare and hi-hat hits too, these are also pretty shiny. Kendrick Lamar's Humble, for example, gave incredible clarity to each instrument, and the bass drum here produced a real thud, and the rumbling bass in the background was present without really muddying any of the higher frequencies. The single note piano accompaniment also shone through in the mids with a slight reverb detected from the recording, something that cheaper headphones or even speakers would have no chance in picking up. And there was no distortion at higher volumes either. Now, of course, being a Spotify user, I did do most of my testing with a flat EQ to really show what these headphones could do from the box, and because the app is just so limiting anyway, I couldn't even use the built-in EQ even if I wanted to. And for most genres of music, I was just extremely surprised at how good it sounded. However, moving on to a bit of rock, I did notice that the bass was slightly lacking, especially in those breakdown type moments. Architect's heavy intro to Animals, for example, felt very slightly empty, and I really wanted to activate the bass boost EQ in the app to give me that punchy feeling you get from a palm muted guitar combined with bass drum hits. But moving on to the lighter side of the rock spectrum with some state champs or unwritten law, and it goes back into that sounding incredibly awesome territory. The microphone that's built into the headphones sound absolutely great for making calls as well. No complaints here from me. Your voice can sound nice and crisp and clear to the people on the other end of the phone, which is the feedback that I received when taking calls. So this is just a quick example of what the Shure Aonic 50 wireless headphones sound like when using the microphones that are built into the ear cups themselves. As I said, the feedback that I have received has been very, very good. People have been able to hear me quite clearly when speaking to them over the phone using the microphone. So I just wanted to show a quick example of what that is going to sound like. So bearing in mind again that these headphones are really just about 3 years old, can they compete in today's high-end headphone landscape? Yes, absolutely. The Shure Aonic 50 headphones are absolutely stunning and give such a decent audio quality to your music. It's very hard not to be able to recommend them to someone. Avoid buying on Shure's website though, as they're literally £100 more expensive than some third-party outlets at this point. Give them a quick Google and you'll see prices from around £230. The build quality here is also insanely good, and these headphones feel very premium and should last you a decent amount of time as an investment. Now, I for one would absolutely daily drive these, and for a first attempt at the consumer audio headphone market, Shure has just done a fantastic job. Thank you very much for checking out this video review of the Shure Aonic 50 headphones. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to keep up with our latest tech and gaming videos, and also let us know in the comments down below what you think about the Shure Aonic 50s. Would you choose them over a set of Bose Quiet Comforts, Sony XM5s around now, and Bowers & Wilkins, whatever they've got on the market at the moment? Would you go for the Shures? Let us know in the comments down below. As I say, thanks very much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.